response from the admin. So the lecture is supposed to start by 7:30, but because of the link issues, that was the word delay. And after sending the link, so but everything is sorted now. So we just wait for like 4 minutes. We will start by 8 o'clock sharp, so that some students, we can wait for other students to join. So this morning, the lecture we are going to do today will be basically based on IPSAS, because this class is a joint class. We have to open the floor on IPSAS. So if we introduce IPSAS, we discuss IPSAS 1, and we also discuss IPSAS 22 and IPSAS 4. Those are the 3 IPSAS we are going to discuss today. But before that, we are going to introduce what is IPSAS. So what is IPSAS? We talk about the implementation of IPSAS in Nigeria, the roadmap to the implementation of IPSAS in Nigeria, and so on like that. So we start exactly by 8 a.m. So in our syllabus, we are expected to know about at least about 40 IPSAS. So these diets, I will try my best to look at maybe like 20 IPSAS. My colleague too, Mr. Wasil, he will look at other aspects of IPSAS too. So he has some areas that Mr. Wasil will look at. Me too, I will look at that. Because the challenge we have in public sector accounting, PSAF, IPSAS now, we have IPSAS 1 to about, is it 42 or something like that. So we don't know the IPSAS that will come out. And based on the review, at least 2 IPSAS will come out in the exam. So we don't know the IPSAS. So me, I don't like spending too much of time on IPSAS, but we have to just look at it. So I will try this diet. Our next IPSAS class, we may look at 4 IPSAS, 4 different IPSAS together. So if today we can finish like 3 IPSAS, so next class, not the next class, so anytime we want to do a combined class like this, we also look at like 4 IPSAS again. Before we know, we are almost at 20. So please, let's try to mute our audio so that we can enjoy the class. So we can start. We have to start with introduction to IPSAS. IPSAS means International Public Sector Accounting Standard. So international what? Public Sector Accounting Standard. It is an accounting standard developed for application by public sector entity. What do we mean by that? IPSAS is an accounting standard that is used to prepare the financial statement of government. Like a company, they have, if company want to prepare their financial statement, they follow IAS, International Accounting Standard, and IFRS, International Financial Standard. So that is for company, private. For government too. What kind of people is? Please. Hello. Everybody, please, let's try to mute our head. Emmanuel, you are distracting our class.
Your hair is looking fresh, Osaleyasa.
Chinedum, biko banyo mic again. Thank you.
Oui.
So, IPSAS, the accounting standard developed for application of public sector entity. This IPSAS provides framework for recognition, measurement, presentation, and disclosure of transaction and event in general purpose of financial statement prepared by who? Prepared by public sector entity. So what IPSAS generally mean is that the accounting standard that governments follow to prepare their financial statement. Government will prepare financial statement too. Every year, government will have to prepare financial statement. They prepare their own financial statement too. So these IPSAS, they are the accounting standard used by either the federal government, which is the national government, regional government, which is the state government, and the local government. They use it to prepare their financial statement. So IPSAS is just like IFRS. IFRS is used in private sector, while IPSAS is used in public sector. We have IFRS 1, 2, 3. We have IAS 1, 2, 3. So in IPSAS 2, we have IPSAS 1, IPSAS 2, IPSAS 3 that give out the guideline on how government should prepare their financial statement. IPSAS are also widely applied by the intergovernment organization. However, there are some government agency, government department, government MDA that are not using IPSAS. It is not every government agency that are using IPSAS. We call some government agency, they call them government business enterprise. Government business enterprise, they are not using IPSAS to prepare their financial statement. Rather, they are using what? IFRS. This government business enterprise, example of them, NNPC, Nigeria Port Authority, Nigeria Railway Corporation, Federal Airport Authority of Nigeria. All these government enterprise that generate revenue, that they are running as if they are business venture, those government enterprise are not using IPSAS to prepare their financial statement. Rather, when they want to prepare their financial statement, they will use IFRS and IAS. So, what is the primary objective of IPSAS? The primary objective of IPSAS is to improve credibility and reliability of financial reporting by public sector entity. The primary objective of IPSAS is to improve what? Credibility, is to improve quality and reliability of financial reporting by the public sector entity. Somebody raised a hand. What is your question? Ewere,
Good morning,
what is your
sir.
question? Good morning.
Good morning, sir. Yeah. Please, not as if I'm taking you back. I just want to remember something. For the purpose of treating tax in consolidated a local government account, the GBEs are treated as what? Do we factor in their that is a consolidated revenue account?
Hello?
Where do we put that? Hello, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I was asking a question. I said for the purpose of treating taxation in consolidated revenue account, taxes for GBE workers have been treated where? You made mention of that in one of our past classes.
Taxes for what? GBE.
The GBEs, yes, yeah.
For government
business entity.
consolidated revenue account. I don't understand your question.
Maybe I'm the
Please
one.
send
Yeah.
your question in chat box. I will read it.
Okay, sir.
So I will
Thank you.
respond to it. Yes.
Okay.
So
Thanks.
the primary objective of IPSAS is to improve credibility, is to improve quality, reliability of financial reporting by public sector entities. And IPSAS will also promote transparency, accountability, efficiency in the management of what? Public resources. IPSAS will promote transparency, accountability, efficiency in the management of what? Public resources. So these are the primary objective of IPSAS and some of the other basic objective of IPSAS. We are still going to look at them extensively as we proceed from the class. Now, implementation, IPSAS implementation is in Nigeria. What is the roadmap to IPSAS in Nigeria? What is the roadmap to IPSAS in Nigeria? IPSAS in Nigeria form part of the country broader public financial management reform. One of the financial management reform put in place by federal government then was introduction of IPSAS. Who can give me other example of financial management reform that government have put in place in the past? Financial management reform. Let me help. In the past, government introduced what is called Treasury Single Account. It's a financial management reform. In the past, government have introduced IPPIS, Integrated Personnel Payroll Information System. It's a financial management reform. In the past, government introduced GFIMS, Government Integrated Financial Management Information System. It's a financial management reform. In the past, government introduced NCOA, National Chart of Account, is one of the reforms made by the government. So one of the reforms that government made is to say that anytime we want to prepare government financial statement, we should be using IPSAS. And this history of IPSAS in Nigeria started in 2010. By 2010, when they do Federal Executive Council, before 2010, some other countries, some other advanced countries, they have been using IPSAS to prepare their financial statement. But in Nigeria, the roadmap for IPSAS started in 2010, 28th of July. There was a meeting, federal executive meeting made by the federal government. In that meeting, there is a decision both by the federal government and the state government that we should migrate to the use of IPSAS. Before the use of IPSAS in Nigeria, when they want to prepare government financial statement, they make use of cash basis only. The basis of preparing government financial statement before introduction of IPSAS is based on cash basis only. That means they recognize income only when they receive the income. They recognize expenses only when they spend the money. In cash basis, there's nothing like fixed assets. If government incur motor vehicle, they will expense it. If government purchase motor vehicle, they will expense it in the income and expenditures. If government purchase land, they will expense it. So before introduction of IPSAS, government have been preparing their financial statement on cash basis. But why, after they have now adopted IPSAS, government basis of preparing their financial statement can be cash basis, it can be accrual basis. Some governments use cash basis, some governments use accrual basis. That is called modified accrual basis. So the roadmap of IPSAS started in 28th of July 2010. However, the first financial statement of federal government that was prepared using IPSAS was the financial statement of 2015, which they started the preparation in 1st of January 2016. And that financial statement was prepared based on accrual-based IPSAS. So these are the implementation of IPSAS in Nigeria. Implementation of IPSAS in Nigeria. Now, what are the benefits of adoption of IPSAS? What benefit does government tend to derive from using IPSAS? What are the benefits? Government derive from using IPSAS. One of the benefits from adoption of IPSAS is IPSAS will promote accountability. IPSAS will promote accountability of government resources. That means IPSAS promote accountability. It ensures that government give account of their financial transaction. Government give account of their relevant financial information. Government disclose any information that have to do with financial information. Government disclose how they utilize public resources, prudence management of public resources. So this is one of the benefits of adoption of IPSAS. Another benefit of adoption of IPSAS is it promotes transparency. It promotes transparency through comprehensive financial reporting and disclosure. IPSAS promotes what? Transparency. Through what? Comprehensive financial reporting and disclosure. Everything that government is preparing in their financial statement must be transparent. That is one of the bases of IPSAS. Why government use IPSAS? The government revenue will be transparent to some extent. Expenditure will be transparent. Assets will be transparent because it will align with basis of IPSAS. So IPSAS will give better information about government information, government revenue, government expenditure, government assets, government liabilities. So these are one of the benefits of adoption of IPSAS. IPSAS, another benefit is IPSAS will improve credibility and integrity of government financial statements. IPSAS will improve credibility and integrity of government financial statements. Because when we adopt IPSAS, that means we have adopted internationally recognized accounting standard. So by using IPSAS in Nigeria, when government uses IPSAS in Nigeria, that means the basis that government used to prepare their financial statement will be the same as the basis other countries like UK used to prepare their financial statements. So it improves credibility and integrity. Another benefit of adoption of IPSAS is IPSAS will increase confidence of donor agency and lender. IPSAS will improve, it will increase confidence of what? Donor agency and lender. One of the reasons why government start using IPSAS, when they start discussing about IPSAS in 2010, then they want to go and borrow money from IMF. IMF have to tell them that, federal government of Nigeria, your financial statement is not prepared using IPSAS now. Some countries have started using IPSAS. Why you two do not use IPSAS? We want to borrow you money now. We said you should submit your financial statement. We cannot interpret your financial statement because you are not using IPSAS. That was the reason why government they do a meeting in 8th of July 2010 that since other countries, some other Africa countries too, they have been using IPSAS. Most of the advanced countries, they have been using IPSAS, published by IFAC. Let's start using IPSAS too. When they use IPSAS, most of the international financial institutions, They would like to deal with federal government. They would like to borrow federal government money, like IMF, World Bank, Africa Development Bank, European International Bank. They want to do business with Nigeria government because they believe that they can interpret the financial statement prepared by the Nigeria government. So it will give them more confidence. So adoption of IPSAS can improve confidence of donor agency, development partner, lender, and international financial institution. If a state wants to source for money externally, a state government, they want to go and borrow money outside the country, they have to prepare the financial statement based on IPSAS so that that lender can interpret it very well before they can say, I want to borrow this state money. So what is so different in this IPSAS is that we are making use of accurate basis. In IPSAS, government now have property, plant, and equipment in their financial statement. Government now recognize fixed assets. Government now prepare their financial statement as if they are in profit and loss business. Government now have receivable. Government now has payable. Before, when government is using purely cash basis, government don't recognize receivable, they don't recognize payable, they don't recognize fixed assets. But right now, that government is using IPSAS, when you look at financial statement of government, you will see all those variables in their financial statement. So that is one of the benefits of adoption of IPSAS. Another benefit of adoption of IPSAS, better service delivery. It will improve efficiency and quality, it enhances quality and efficiency of public service delivery. So this is one of the benefits of adoption of IPSAS. IPSAS, another benefit is it aligns with international best practice and comparability. It aligns with what? International best practice and what? Comparability. IPSAS will promote international best practice in public sector, financial reporting, and it will also promote comparability with those public sector in other jurisdictions. So this is one of the benefits of adoption of IPSAS. This is one of the benefits of adoption of IPSAS. IPSAS will also enhance public-private partnership. IPSAS will also enhance public-private partnership. That means by using IPSAS, some private sector can partner with government. They can enter into PPP agreement with government, public-private partnership. So public-private partnership, IPSAS will enhance that. So these are the benefits of IPSAS. So we have a lot in this material that talk about benefit of IPSAS. So we have a lot on that. So let's now talk about challenges of IPSAS implementation in Nigeria. Challenges of IPSAS implementation in Nigeria. What is the challenges of IPSAS implementation in Nigeria? What are the challenges of IPSAS implementation in Nigeria? The challenges of IPSAS implementation, we can look at them in different forms. Number one is IPSAS institutional challenges. Institutional challenges means implementation of IPSAS can be very complex. For government that has been preparing their financial statement on a cash basis, you now tell them to start using accrual basis or modified accrual basis. That means they have to convert their financial statement to accrual basis. So it will involve a lot of stress, a lot of training, a lot of costs. So for government to convert from cash basis to accrual basis, it takes a long period of time. And it is very complex, most especially at the state government level. Some of the state government, it takes them a while before they can fully adopt IPSAS. Because the old way of doing things, their staff, the government civil servant are familiar with the old way of recording transaction, posting transaction. You now tell them that they have to be using IPSAS now. So it takes a long period of time. And that conversion, it is very complex. So to implement IPSAS is not a simple thing. It can be a complex undertaking because public sector entity operates with different, because of what? Because of different political, cultural, legal environments. Organization challenges. Another challenges of IPSAS is called organization challenges. IPSAS adoption involves significant organization and change management process. IPSAS adoption involve what? Significant organization and change management system. Organization challenges means some people, they may want to be some government staff, some government civil servant, they may want to resist the change of IPSAS. When there is a change management process in an organization, some staff of the organization can gather together to resist the change because they believe that they are taking advantage of that old system. So when government is using cash basis, some of the government staff, civil servants, they take a lot of advantage of that cash basis. Government is not depreciating fixed assets. So when government acquire fixed assets that they're expensive, it's no more in record of government. Before you know, the second year, some of the top management staff in the government, they are going to convert that fixed asset to their own because government have already expensed it in their book. So these people now, you now tell them that we want to start using IPSAS, so where government will be calculating depreciation on fixed asset, where government will keep fixed asset register. Some of them will look for a way to resist the change, resistant to change. And another organization challenges is some of the government ministry may not have the cost, some of the government agency, government level, they may not have the cost impact of adoption of IPSAS. Because for you to adopt IPSAS, for you to convert your financial statement to IPSAS as a government agency, you have to engage professional consultants that have the knowledge of IPSAS. So it will involve some costs. Political challenges is another challenges of IPSAS. Political challenges. What is political challenges? When one government, this IPSAS started from the era of former President Goodluck Jonathan, they have started the roadmap of adopting IPSAS. Another government take over. That government, they didn't believe in what the previous government have done. They have to start again. Again, because of politics, some state governor, because they are in opposition party, when the president that start the introduction of IPSAS then, when they want to start IPSAS in 2010, when they want to start implementing IPSAS, some of those opposition party, they did not support the adoption of IPSAS. They are even use it as a campaign that, well, this government, they say we should be using IPSAS. They want to use it to be stealing your money. So it's one of the campaigns that they are using for the change agenda, that they want change. They don't have belief in that IPSAS because they have different political, they have a political ideology difference. So this is one of the challenges of IPSAS. Another one, principle-based challenges. IPSAS is a principle-based. It's not based on the law. IPSAS is a principle-based. It's not based on the law. Implementation of IPSAS is based on implementation of IPSAS may present challenges where users perceive insufficient guidance regarding to certain accounting principles, conceptual basis, underlining particular financial reporting requirements. So IPSAS is a principle based. What does the standard say? What does IPSAS 1 state? What does IPSAS 2 state? If you don't know the principle, you cannot understand the IPSAS. You have to follow the principle. It's not based on law base. It is based on principles. You have to have the you have to understand the principle of that IPSAS. Professional challenges. Professional challenges. IPSAS adoption will require some appropriate professional accounting knowledge and skills. Everybody cannot use IPSAS, even if you are a qualified accountant. For you to adopt IPSAS, who is this? For you to apply IPSAS to prepare government financial statement, you cannot just wake up today. You have to go to the training. I remember I was in audit when they started this issue of IPSAS. In my firm, they have to train us because we render service to some of the government agencies. After they train us, they sent us out to go and train some government staff on the adoption of IPSAS. So I have to attend some training, like 3-month training, when they start this issue of IPSAS. So IPSAS required personnel, appropriate professional accounting knowledge and technical skills. You cannot just jump into IPSAS. So those government staff that want to use this IPSAS, some of them they are not a professional accountant. They don't have the technical skills. So this will result into challenges when they don't have the technical skills and they don't attend training. How will these people implement IPSAS? How will these people use IPSAS to prepare government financial statements? So IPSAS-based financial reporting will require personnel with appropriate professional accounting knowledge and technical skills. IPSAS remain a specialized area. IPSAS is just like specialized area in accounting, like forensic audit, forensic accounting. For you to understand forensic accounting, forensic audit, you have to go for training. It's not that I have ICAN, I have ACCA. Likewise too, in IPSAS too. You have to go for the training. How do we use to prepare government financial statement using IPSAS? So at that time, I remember 2012, 13, a lot of training is going on adoption of IPSAS, where government will gather their staff together. They will invite some consultants from the Big Four to come and train them. So all these are the challenges of IPSAS. Part of the challenges of IPSAS is that we fail to mention. Part of the challenges is IPSAS sometimes are ambiguity in the accounting standard. IPSAS, sometimes there's an ambiguity in this IPSAS, in the adoption of this IPSAS. So there is ambiguity concerning the appropriate basis of accounting. Some people believe that IPSAS is an accurate basis. Some people will say, no, IPSAS is not accurate basis. IPSAS has some cash basis, modified accurate basis, modified cash basis. So, but IPSAS is mostly on accurate basis. IPSAS is mostly what? On accurate basis. While some part of the IPSAS, there are some parts that are on cash basis. So, ambiguity concerning the appropriate basis of accounting is one of the challenges of IPSAS. So, it's one of the challenges of IPSAS. By looking at the conceptual challenges, the concept of that IPSAS. So, we have looked at all those challenges of IPSAS. The cost of implementation of, another challenges I failed to mention, the cost of implementation of IPSAS may be too expensive. The cost of implementation of IPSAS may be too expensive because government have to train their staff. They have to send some of their staff to oversee, to go and look at how some other countries use IPSAS. So these are the challenges of IPSAS. This IPSAS we are talking about, it is used by the national government. National government means federal government. It is used by state government. It is used by local government, ministry, Ministry of Work, Ministry of Health. All those, they use IPSAS too. All those government agencies, they use IPSAS. So these are the people that use IPSAS. So ladies and gentlemen, we have tried on our bit to introduce IPSAS. We have tried on our bit to introduce IPSAS. In the introduction of this IPSAS, we look at what are the challenges of IPSAS. We look at what are the after looking at the challenges of IPSAS, we look at what are the benefits of IPSAS. So, and we talk about a roadmap of IPSAS in Nigeria. Now, we can now briefly discuss IPSAS 1. We can now briefly discuss IPSAS 1. IPSAS 1, presentation of financial statements. IPSAS 1 is called presentation of financial statements. How do we present financial statements? The objective of IPSAS 1 is to prescribe the manner in which general purpose financial statement should be presented. The objective of IPSAS 1 is to prescribe the manner in which general purpose financial statement should be presented. The presentation requirements are designed to promote comparability with financial statement of entity for previous period and financial statement of other entity. This IPSAS 1 is talking about how do we present government financial statement using IPSAS, using accurate basis in accordance with IPSAS. However, when we talk about presentation of financial statement using IPSAS, there are some government entity. This is where I'm going in this. This IPSAS 1, my colleague will still explain it better. Mr. Wasi is going to explain it better because he's going to prepare financial statement of government. When Mr. Wasi will take IPSAS, he's going to prepare how do we prepare statement of financial performance for government, how do we prepare statement of financial position, how do we prepare cash flow statement. He's going to deal with that. So, but where me I'm going in this IPSAS 1 is, there are some government entity, public sector entity, that are not expected to prepare their financial statement using IPSAS. Those government entity is called what? Government business enterprise. Government business enterprise is a public sector organization. Owns activities are predominantly based on commercial, predominantly commercial in nature. That means those public sector organizations that are doing business of buying and selling, rendering service, selling good, and so on like that.
Predominantly commercial, dominant. Like dominant means you're dominant, like
so
dominantly.
In GB, this GB, they don't use IPSAS to prepare the financial statement. They are government sector that are commercial in nature. That means they render service, they sell good to make profit. So these are government business enterprise. Example of them, NNPC, FAN, MPA. So we want to look at what are the features or characteristics of government business enterprise. What are the features? This is where question can be asked. They can ask you, state the 5 features of government business enterprise. Number 1.
Please mute your mic.
Mr.
Number 1.
Okay, please, can you mute your mic? Thank you.
The entity must have the entity must have a
Big man is disturbing
Mark,
us.
please mute your mic, Mark.
Who is this kind of person? Who is this kind of
Can you
person?
not close to your phone? Mute your mic now.
This is, let's be polite in our doing. When you know that we are in the public lecture, If you want to, please, if you want to answer, if you want to ask a question, send your question through chat box. Please let us mute our mic. There is a chat box. I will see your question, I will respond. There is a room for question entertain where we entertain question. Please. What are the features of government business enterprise? One of the features of government business enterprises, they have power to contract in its own name. This government business enterprise, they have power to do contract in their own name. That means this entity, they have a legal capacity to enter contract in their own name. NNPC, now, if NNPC want to do a contract, they want to give out a contract, they want to do a contract, they will do it in their own name. They will not say federal, they want to do it in the name of federal government. Another features of government business enterprise, they have financial and operational authority. That means government business enterprise have, they must have financial and operational capacity to conduct business. They can spend money on their own. They run their operation, they have their own board. They are not receiving instruction from any minister. They have financial and operational authority to conduct business. They can carry out contracts in their own name. Financial and operational authority means they can spend money based on the authority given to them. Their operation is different from the normal government operation. Another one is they sell goods and services in the ordinary course of business. Government business enterprise, they sell goods and services with the aims of making profits in the ordinary course of business, with the aim of what? Making profits. Government business enterprise sell goods and services in the ordinary course of business with the aim of what? Making profit. Another features of government business enterprise is they have financial independence. That means they can source for their fund outside the government. They can look for a way. They do not depend on government funding to exist. They don't depend on government allocation. All those monthly government allocation coming from federation account, government business enterprise don't depend on that. They can go and borrow loan on their own name. They can look for a way to source for money for them to remain a going concern. And the last features of government business enterprise is this government business enterprise, it is controlled by public sector. That means though they have business, they do contract, but they are controlled by who? Who control them? They can be controlled by federal government. The federal government of Nigeria, the president can remove the managing director of NNPC. Who appoints the managing director of NNPC? Who appoints the managing director of FAN? So they are controlled by public sector entity. Though they are business venture, but at the end of the day, government control them. Despite having all these financial independence, sell good as if they want to make profit, have financial and operational authority. But the last feature is very key. They are controlled by who? Public sector entity. That means governor have a control on government business enterprise of a state. President have a control on government business enterprise of a federal government. Hello, are we making sense? So our explanation is clear.
So,
So, government business enterprise does not, IPSAS does not apply to government business enterprise. Generally, if they want to prepare financial statement of government business enterprise, they use IFRS and IAS. IFRS and IAS issued by International Accounting Standard Board. So we are still on IPSAS 1. In IPSAS 1 now, we have talked about GBE. You can be asked, what is a GBE? What are the characteristics of a GBE? Please, we should know that. Now, the next thing we should know under this IPSAS 1, purpose of general purpose financial statements. The purpose of general purpose financial statements is to provide information about entity financial position. The purpose of general purpose financial statement under IPSAS 1 is to provide information about what? Entity financial position, about entity financial performance, about entity cash flow. These are the purpose of general purpose financial statements. The general purpose of a financial statement. When they ask you what are the general purpose of a financial statement, the general purpose of a financial statement is to provide information about an entity financial position, financial performance, and cash flow. Apart from general purpose financial statement, what are the specific purpose of financial reporting? The specific purpose of financial reporting under IPSAS 1 is to provide information about what? Allocation of financial resources. Is to provide the specific purpose of financial reporting is to provide information about allocation of what? Financial resources. Is to provide information about ability to meet obligation. So it is also to provide information about financial activities and their cash requirements. These are general purpose financial statements. These are general purpose financial statements. So these are general purpose financial statements. Now, what is the format, financial reporting format using IPSAS? What is the financial reporting format using accurate IPSAS? Under this IPSAS 1, we need to look at format of preparing general purpose financial statement using accurate IPSAS. And we need to look at format for preparing general purpose financial statement using what? Cash IPSAS. We need to look at the format of preparing financial statement of a government using accurate IPSAS, accurate basis IPSAS. We also look at the format for preparing government financial statement using cash basis IPSAS. first thing we need to do when we talk about accrual basis means a basis of accounting in which transaction or an other event are recognized when they occur, not when they receive it or when payment is made. A basis of accounting in which transaction or other event are recognized when they occur, not when the actual money is paid or actual cash is received. So what are the difference between cash basis and accrual basis? Under accrual basis, transaction. Under accrual basis, transaction and other events are recognized when they occur. While under cash basis, transaction and other events are recognized when cash is received or cash is paid. Accrual basis disclose information on tangible assets, account receivable, account payable. But cash basis general purpose financial statement does not disclose that information. The component of financial statement under accrual basis is different from component of financial statement under cash basis. That will not take us to what are the components of financial statement. I'm talking of government financial statement. Anything we are doing here on IPSAS 1 is for government. I'm not talking of your financial reporting, IS1. This is government. What are the components of accrual basis general purpose financial statement? What are the components of financial statement of government under accrual basis? As stated in IPSAS 1. As stated in IPSAS 1. What are the components? Based on IPSAS 1, if government want to apply accrual basis to prepare their financial statement, one of the components of that financial statement is what? Statement of financial position. Statement of financial position that show the asset, the liability, the equity, which is the net asset. All this, the breakdown of this is going to be explained by my colleague, Mr. Wasil. He will discuss what is financial state position under IPSAS 1. What are the components of financial position under IPSAS 1? How we are going to prepare financial position under IPSAS 1. So he will still discuss that. So because the reason why I'm saying this is when Mr. Wasil now said he want to take IPSAS 1, don't say you have done IPSAS 1 before. The area is going to elaborate what is financial position. How do we prepare financial position? He's going to do that. The summary part of it is what I'm doing here. Don't say you have done IPSAS 1. He's going to discuss it in more detail, most especially the component of accrual basis financial statement. I'm just listing them. He will be the one to explain them, to give you how we prepare them, to give you a question, how we prepare government financial statement using accrual basis. Another component of government financial statement using accrual basis is statement of what? Financial position. Statement of financial position means statement of profit and loss. It's another component of accrual basis IPSAS. In the statement of profit and loss, it contains information about revenue from operating activities. It contains information about surplus and deficit from operating activities. Statement of financial position, financial performance. Sorry, in the statement of financial performance, is contain information about revenue from operating activities, about surplus and deficit from operating activities, about financial costs, about surplus and deficit from ordinary activities, about share of net surplus and deficit from associates, about extraordinary items, about minority interest share of net surplus and deficits. This is what is stated in the statement of financial performance, which is profit and loss. Another component of accurate basis financial statements. Another component of accurate basis financial statement, cash flow, statement of cash flow. Statement of cash flow. One of the requirements that we are asked to know in public sector accounting is how do we prepare cash flow for government? Mr. Wasil will talk about that. That is IPSAS 2. Preparation and presentation of cash flow of public sector entity. Mr. Wasil will do that. He will do that. He's going to do that. In cash flow, we have operating activities. We have financial investing activities. We have financing activities. Operating activities means activities coming from day-to-day activities, like buying and selling of goods and services. Investing activities means activities coming from investment, like acquisition of long-term assets, disposal of long-term assets, and other investments. Financing activity means activity resulting to borrowings, funding of business. Where do we get loan? What type of loan can we get? So these are statements of cash flow. Another component of accurate basis financial statement is statement of changes in net assets or equity. Statement of changes in net assets or what? Equity. A good question can be asked from statement of changes in net assets. A good question. They can ask you, what is the causes of changes in net asset or equity of a public sector entity? What will cause changes in net asset or equity of a public sector entity? What is going to cause that? Number one, significant changes in accounting policy. If accounting policy of the company change, that means there will be changes in net asset and equity. Maybe there is changes in accounting policy regarding to how we calculate depreciation as per the rate of depreciation. In our old accounting policy, we use straight line. We now want to use reducing balance. When there is changes in accounting policy, like depreciation rate, definitely is going to affect changes in net asset and equity. There may be changes in inventory valuation. If there is changes in basis of valuation of inventory, definitely there will be changes in net asset and equity. So significant changes in accounting policy is one of the reasons that will result into changes in net asset and equity. Another one, changes, correction of prior year errors. When you do correction of prior year errors. There is one IPSAS that talk about accounting policy and post-balance sheet events. We are still going to look at that IPSAS. That is one of the area that Mr. Wasi will also look is going to look at that area. Changes in accounting policy and post-balance sheet events. So correction of prior year error is one of the reasons that will result into changes in net assets and equity. Another reason that will result into changes in net asset and equity is what? Revaluation of assets. Revaluation of assets will also result into changes in net assets and equity. Surplus or deficit, that means the profit after tax for the year, for the period, will also result into changes in net asset and what? Equity. Why changes in foreign currency translation? Changes in currency translation. When you want to change a currency, you want to convert your currency, your financial statement, you want to convert it from foreign currency to Nigeria currency. That exchange differences can also result into changes in net asset and what? Equity. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the questions that can be asked in IPSAS 1, I've seen such questions like this. They may ask you, what are the causes of changes in net asset and equity? They expect you to mention 5 points. 5 what? 5 points. Another component of government financial statement under accrual basis is note to the account and other disclosure. Note to the account and what? Other disclosure. Note to the account and other disclosure. Under IPSAS 1, one of the other disclosure or note to the account we must put while preparing government financial statement using accrual basis. One of the note to the account and other disclosure we must include is statement of compliance with IPSAS. Another one, statement of measurement basis and accounting policy applied. Supporting information for item prepared on the face of each financial statement. What are the supporting information of item prepared on the face of each financial statement? Example, property, plant, and equipment is one of the face of each financial statement. Is one of the face of statement of financial position. We have to have a supporting information that tell us how do we get that property, plant, and equipment. Cash and cash equivalent is one of the face of statement of financial position. There have to be a note that will show us, that will show the breakdown of cash and cash equivalents. Are we making sense? So these are the other note to the account and other information. Another component of financial statement under accrual basis, statement of accounting policy. What accounting policy do we use to prepare that financial statement? We state it. Why the last component of government financial statement under accrual basis is comparison of budget and actual amounts. Comparison of budget and actual amount is called presentation of budget information. If you look at IPSAS 24, That is stated in IPSAS 24. Presentation of budget information, where we compare government budgets with actual amounts. Presentation of budget information, where we compare government budget with actual amounts. We compare government budget with actual amounts. We look at variance. A question from this IPSAS 24 was set last diet. So I'm the one that will take IPSAS 24. By God's grace, we are going to solve like 3 different questions on IPSAS 24. A question on IPSAS 24 was set last diet under budget, where they asked you to calculate variance. A question on IPSAS 24 was set last diet, when they asked us to calculate variance. So these are the components of accrual basis IPSAS. This comparison of budget and actual amount, it is also called performance reports. Performance reports. Some textbooks call it performance reports. What this is for you to compare budget, that government budget that they prepare. You compare it with the actual. You compare government budget, the revenue budget with actual revenue. You compare expenditure budget with actual expenditures. You look at the variance. Sometimes you also tell us what is the causes of the variance. So in the long run, we are still going to look at IPSAS 24.
My phone went off, my battery. Don't mind me, I will
Please.
have light, I will not charge.
Oh God. Mute your audio, madam. Mute your audio. So we have looked at component of financial statement under accrual basis. Let's look at component of financial statement under cash basis. Component of financial statement under cash basis. Under cash basis, component of government financial statement under cash basis. One of the components is what? Statement of what? Consolidated Revenue Fund. Mr. Wasil, we will have taught us this. How do we prepare CRF account? CRF. What are the, who can tell me revenue going to CRF account? What are the revenue going to CRF account?
Salaries.
Revenue going to CRF account. You have done sources of government revenue now. You have prepared federation account. You have prepared
Allocation from federation account. Allocation from federation. Allocations.
Yes,
allocation for federation account. Apart from that, Inco,
Pay from federal government official, armed forces, and others.
okay. Okay.
Value added tax.
Yes, allocation of value added tax.
Share of VAT.
Allocation. Yes.
Share of value added. Court fees.
Oh, yes. So, component of cash basis government financial statement. One of them is consolidated revenue fund. Another one is what? Statement of asset and liability. When government is preparing their financial statement under cash basis, they will not have statement of financial position. What they will have is, instead of statement of financial position, they call them statement of what? Asset and liability. So, Mr. Wasi, we discussed, we also solved this. He's going to do all this. Statement of capital development fund, too, is one of the components. Statement of capital development fund is one of the components of cash basis financial statement. Why one of the components of cash basis financial statement? We have cash flow statements. Cash flow what? Statements. cash flow statements. Note to the account is also one of the cash basis component of government financial statement. Why? We also have performance report. That performance report is the same thing as IPSAS 24, presentation of budget information, comparison of budget and actual. I will do that one. I'm going to do IPSAS 24. Another component of government financial statement under cash basis, statistical reports. Statistical what? Reports. We need to give statistical reports about functional activities of government. About government program report, program reports. Oh, my attention was caught that I'm too fast. The reason why I'm too fast in this IPSAS 1 is Mr. Wasiu will solve a question on IPSAS 1. He's still going to discuss IPSAS 1 in more detail, most especially all those components. So I will take it small. So when they talk about component of government financial statement on that cash basis, they expect us to mention what? Statement of consolidated revenue fund. They expect us to mention statement of consolidated revenue fund, statement of asset and liability. They expect us to mention statement of capital development fund. I want to ask a question on capital development. What are the sources of revenue for capital development fund? What are the sources of revenue for capital development fund?
From foreign.
And I'm going to see
Transfer.
One after the other. One after the other.
Grants.
Sources of revenue for capital development fund.
Grants.
Internal loan, external loan, internal grant, external grant, share of federation account too. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So we should know the sources of capital development fund. Which my colleague will have solved question on that. So another component of government financial statement under cash basis is what? Cash flow statement. Why note to the account is also one of the components of government financial statement under cash basis. Performance report too is also one of the components of government financial statement under cash basis. Apart from performance report, we have statistical reports. It's one of the components of government financial statement under cash basis. Accounting policy is one of the components of government financial statement under cash basis. Why the last one is called other disclosure. Other disclosure. Other disclosure. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is all what we need to know on IPSAS 1. Like I said, question on IPSAS 1 is how do we prepare financial statement? Mr. Wasiu will still look at how he's going to taught us how we prepare financial statement under accrual basis, how we prepare financial statement under cash basis. We will do that. most especially, our number one question in most cases, sometimes normally come from IPSAS 1. They will ask us to prepare financial statements in terms of statement of financial position, statement of financial performance. If they want to ask for accrual basis, they may ask us to prepare cash flow. Most of our number one question, which is 30 mark. Sometimes they will not ask us for accrual, they will ask us for cash. If they want to ask us for cash, they will ask us to prepare consolidated revenue fund. They will ask us to prepare capital development fund. So all this question is going to be, I think Mr. Wasil will have started looking at that. So I've seen him. So he has started looking at that. So he will solve us question on that. So we have done introduction of IPSAS. We have done theoretical aspects of IPSAS 1. So the next area we are going now is, let's look at IPSAS 22. After IPSAS 22 today, we are now going to look at IPSAS 4. We will solve a question on IPSAS 4. We don't have a question on IPSAS 22, but IPSAS 22 is very important. It doesn't have a question, no, but it is very important. It's one of the new IPSAS introduced into the ICAN pack, IPSAS 22. So, Mr. Ibrahim Bashir, oh yeah, you can ask your question. Ask your question, Bashir. Mr. Bashir, you want to ask a question?
Good morning.
Good morning. I can hear you.
Okay. So I was going to ask that, is it possible for, let's say, a public sector that uses the cash basis and have a kind of subsector? Let's say for schools, for example, now, let's say a university, is it possible they use probably the cash basis method? Why? Because some schools now, let's say Unilag, for example, they have a pure water factory. Is it possible that such factory that is under that school uses the IPSAS format? Or, like, I don't know if you understand the question I'm trying to ask.
I understand your question. A ministry like Unilag, an institution like Unilag, they don't use cash basis, they use accrual basis.
Okay.
That factory, that business under Unilag, the water factory, Unilag water factory.
Yes.
It's a business venture under Unilag. It is what we want to look at under in IPSAS 22 now. That business venture under Unilag is not going to use IPSAS. So it's going to use what to prepare its financial statement?
IFRS.
Because it's a commercial venture. So this IPSAS we want to look at now. If Unilag want to prepare its financial statement, is not going to consolidate his factory operation, his business coming from pure water factory to his financial statement. What Unilag will record is the investment he has in that pure water business. That is what Unilag will show in his financial statement. The investment he has in a bookshop, that is what it will show in financial statement. The investment Unilag has in Unilag Bakery, that is what they will show in the financial statement of Unilag. So IPSAS 22 is what we want to look at now. It somehow relates to your question you asked. Disclosure of financial information about general government sector. I'm suspecting this IPSAS. That is the reason why I said I have to discuss it. So I'm subsetting the IPSAS. So I went to a workshop. I was asked to come and discuss this IPSAS last month to some of the government ministry, government agency. So I was invited. So because apart from TAS, one of the area of my specialization is IPSAS. I know much of all these IPSAS because I did IFRS diploma in ACCA. Apart from that, I have done IPSAS diploma. So I know much of IPSAS, from IPSAS 1 to 43. So I was invited to come and discuss. So it's one of the IPSAS introduced. This IPSAS 22 was just put in place, was implemented last year. Disclosure of financial information about general government sectors. Government perform a wide range of activities through different entities. When we talk about government, they perform different activities. Government build hospital, they build school, they provide security, they construct road. All those activities done by government, we call them non-market activities. Because they are the core function of government. Government is doing that. They are doing all these non-market activities without intention of what? Without intention of making profit. Government build public school. They are building public school without intention of making profit. They are not making profit from public school. They are even spending more money. Government build hospital, public hospital. They want to ensure we have affordable health care. Government build road. They construct bridge. They are not having financial reward from it. So all these government activities, we call them non-marketing activities. They are the core function of why we have government. Apart from non-marketing activities done by government, government also do some marketing activities, which is commercial activities. Some of the government agencies like NNPC, NPA, FAN, Nigeria Railway Corporation, they engage in commercial activities. NNPC sell crude oil to make profit. FAN, they regulate, they derive money from the airports. Nigeria Railway Corporation, if you want to enter a train, is it free? Are you not going to buy tickets? Is it free that since it's owned by government, is it free? You want to enter a rail, a train. You went to a train station, you want to enter a train from Lagos to Ibadan. Is it going to be free since it's owned by government? It's not free. You pay. It's commercial. They operate it as if they want to make profit. So, IPSAS 22, disclosure of financial information about general government sectors. This IPSAS, what is the objective of this IPSAS 22? What is the objective of IPSAS 22? Objective of IPSAS 22. Number one, this IPSAS provides requirement for governments that elect to present information about general government sector in their consolidated financial statements. The purpose of this IPSAS is to improve transparency and help us to understand relationship between market and non-marketing activities. And relationship between what? financial reporting and statistical reporting. Let me repeat this again. IPSAS 22 provides requirements for government that elect to present information about general government sectors. About general what? Government sectors. About general government sector in their consolidated financial statement. And the purpose is to improve transparency and help user to understand. This IPSAS help user to understand what is different between what? Market activities and non-market activity. What is different between financial reporting and statistical reporting. Objective of IPSAS 22. What is the objective of IPSAS 22? I've mentioned them in that but I want to just point them out. One of the objectives of IPSAS 22 is to improve transparency of government financial reporting. To improve what? Transparency of government financial reporting. Another objective of IPSAS 22 is to provide user with better understanding of government activities. Another objective of IPSAS 22 is to provide user with a better understanding of what? Of government activities. Another objective of IPSAS 22 is to distinguish between market activities and non-market activities. Why? One of the objectives is to improve user understanding relationship between financial reporting and statistical reporting. To understand relationship between financial statement reporting and statistical reporting. So now, we will now go. Under this IPSAS, we have three types of governments under this IPSAS. We have three types of government under this IPSAS, IPSAS 22. We have three types of governments under this IPSAS 22. One government we have is called what? GGS, General Government Sectors. Another government we have is called Public Financial Corporation, PFC. Another government we have, Public Non-Financial Corporation. I'm suspecting ICAN can ask you a question. Write short notes on the following. I'm suspecting ICAN can ask you a question. Write short note on the following. Based on, in line with IPSAS 22. In line with IPSAS 22. Write short note on the following. GGS, General Government Sector. PFC, Government Financial Corporation. PNFC, Public, PFC means Public Financial Corporation. PNFC, Public Non-Financial Corporation. They can ask you to write short note on there. Maybe 15 mark or 5 or 10 mark or 9 mark. The question can come like that. Let me first of all state the difference between three of them before I now explain them, before I now define them. This general government sector comprises of government control entity that primarily engage in non-marketing activities. A government entity, government control entity that primarily engage in non-marketing what? Activities. But PFC and PNFC, they are government control entity that are engaged in what? Commercial and marketing activities. GGS, general government sector, they are government control entity that are primarily engaged in non-marketing activities. That means they are not doing business. They are not selling goods. But in the case of PFC, GNS, PNFC, they are government control entity that are engaged in commercial activities or marketing activities. I want to ask a question. Who can give me example of general government sector? 5 examples of general government sector.
I think we have third fund.
I can't hear you.
I said I think we have a third fund, NRS.
General government sector. Ministry of Health, Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Work. All those ministries, they are general government sector. INEC, Nigeria Population Commission, they are general government sector. University of Lagos too is a general government sector. It's not a, it's not, they are not created to provide marketing activities. All those general hospitals, they are general government sector. So Financial Reporting Council of Nigeria, FRCN, they are general government sector. So who can give me 5 revenue of general government sector? Like you said, NRS, Nigeria Revenue Service too, is a general government sector. But I can't call them general government sectors. We can also call them general government sector. Nigeria Revenue Service. Who can give me 5 revenue that can accrue to general government sectors? Let me hear. Taxes and
Taxes. Taxes.
Grants. Fee.
Fees, levies.
Fine.
Mining license.
Lances. Yes.
License.
Proceed for government assets.
Fines and penalties.
Royalty.
Royalty? Who collect royalty? NNPC. That one is revenue.
No, it's NPRC.
Royalty is not general. It's an income. It's
royalty is collected by NRC. NRC. No, I mean, it's from IFRS, whatever it is.
So, what GGS means? Primarily non-marketing activities.
Of collection, cost of collection. That's them.
It's okay. PFC, they provide commercial activities. Why PNFC too provide commercial activities. But in the case of PFC, the commercial activities that PFC provide is a financial activities. Like development bank, you know, development bank, agricultural development bank, federal mortgage bank. They provide commercial activities, but they are financial. Bank of Industry, they are government, they are owned by government, but they provide commercial activities, but they are financial. They are financial institutions, Abi. Who can give me an example of PNFC? PNFC.
NNPC.
NNPC. Nigeria Ports Authority.
MPA. And so on like that.
Nigeria Railway Corporation.
Nigeria Railway Corporation. So we should distinguish them. I'm happy we have known the differences. So if an examiner asks us to explain them, we should know what to write. Now, let's now define them one by one. General government sector represents central operation of government, typically include resident, non-market, non-profit entity controlled by government units. That means the government control unit that provide non-market or non-profit activities. This general government sector, they are financed by government resources. They don't generate their revenue. They're financed by the government resources. E.g., all those government ministries like I mentioned, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Education, Ministry of Work, some government departments too. Courts, all those courts, Federal High Court, Supreme Court, blah, blah, blah. Public education institution, all those public university, public polytechnic, college of education, public health care. They are the general government sectors. Now, before we go to PFC and PNSC, let's distinguish between market and non-marketing activities. Market activities means those activities that involve production of goods and services, that involve production or provision of what? Goods and services for sales at economic significant prices. Abimbola, what is your question?
Okay, so good morning, sir. Sorry to take the submission. So when you say that these people, the people under government and general government sector don't generate revenue, the schools,
they generate revenue. I'm not saying they do not generate revenue. They generate revenue, but the revenue that they generate is not commercial revenue. Taxes and levy, is it not revenue?
Okay. It's not commercial revenue.
Yes. It's not from buying and selling.
What about the student that pay tuition fee?
Okay, your tuition fee, is it from buying and selling? Is it not subsidized? Is it not subsidized?
Okay.
It's not from buying and selling. Except if federal government says, now we want to commercialize, which they are working on. I remember last month, Minister of Education is saying that part of their program is to commercialize all the public university. That means to let them stand on their own. By the time they commercialize it, that public university will not be collecting any assistance from federal government again. They will be generating revenue on their own. They will be running as if they are private university. So, marketing activities, their activities involve production and provision of goods and services for sales at economical significant prices. All those marketing activities, they are the activities engaged by public financial corporation, public non-financial corporation, commercial banking, telecommunication, electricity, commercial transportation. Some state government, they have transport business. Like Lagos State, they have BRT. It's a marketing activity. They generate profit from there. They generate revenue from there. Commercial revenue. So non-marketing activities, like we said, they are the activities primarily to provide public services rather than to generate commercial return. Those activities undertaken primarily to provide public what? Public services rather than to generate what? Commercial return. They are the non-marketing activities. So, example of those non-marketing activities: national defense, police, public education, public health care services, public administration, etc. They are all non-marketing activities. Please, let's try to mute our audio. Let's try to mute our audio. So, accounting policy used for general government sector disclosures. What are the accounting policy used for general government sector disclosure? The financial information disclosed by general government sector should generally prepare using accounting policy adopted for preparing presentation of government consolidated financial statement, subject to specific requirement of IPSAS 22. So, special consolidation treatment under IPSAS 22. What is special consolidation treatment under IPSAS 22? Special consolidation treatment under IPSAS 22. Number one of the most important features of IPSAS 22 is that GGS disclose does not simply reproduce government consolidated financial statement. That means what this IPSAS 22 is saying, that we must disclose, GGS, they must disclose in their financial statement that they have an investment that they are controlling. Those investments, they are coming from public financial corporation. They are coming from public non-financial corporation. GGS to just disclose those investments in their financial statement. If a general government sector like Ministry of
education. They now have a business venture under their ministry. They should not consolidate the financial statement of that business venture into their ministry. What they should indicate, their investment in that business venture is what they should indicate in their financial statement. So PFC and PNFC are not consolidated into GGS in the same manner in which a control entity ordinarily are in the consolidated government financial statement. No, what we are saying here, a University of Lagos is a GGS, government, general government sector. University of Lagos, they will have some business venture that they open, like University of Lagos Pure Water, University of Lagos Bakery, University of Lagos Guest Hotel and Guest House. All those activities, they are PFC, PNFC, public non-financial corporation. University of Lagos can have a microfinance bank. That microfinance bank of University of Lagos is a PFC, public financial what? Corporation. For the year 2025, if University of Lagos want to prepare their financial statement, you know they are the ones that own the microfinance, which is PFC. They are the ones that own the hotel, which is PNFC. They cannot consolidate the financial statement of those business entities into their own financial statement. What they will do when University of Lagos is preparing their financial statement, they should just show the investment, the total value of investment they have in each of the business entity, in each of the commercial entity. They should not say, since I'm the one own it, I'm the one controlling them, let me now consolidate all my financial statements together. No, it is not possible. So it's not going to be allowed. They should just disclose that if University of Lagos is preparing their financial statement, the investment that they have in University of Lagos Microfinance Bank, they should put it in their financial statement, and they should disclose it that they have a microfinance bank as part of note to the accounts. Secondly, they should also, if they have University of Lagos hotel and guest house, the investment University of Lagos as a whole have in that hotel is what they should present in their financial statement. And they should put it in the note to the account in line with IPSAS 22 that they have hotel, this is the total, they have put it in their investment. They cannot say they want to consolidate the financial statement of their commercial entity into their own operation. Are we making sense? So that is what this IFRS, this IPSAS is talking about. We define public financial corporation. Public financial corporation, PFC, they are the government control entity that primarily engage in financial activities, financial service, that provide financial service to the public at a commercial basis. Example, public financial corporation. Example of them, we have bank, Government have some bank, some government sector, some government ministry. Like University of Lagos, they have commercial microfinance bank. Some other universities too, they have their own microfinance bank. Development finance institution. We have agricultural development bank owned by federal government. Insurance corporation. Insurance corporation. Some government entity, they have an insurance company. Like Nikon. No, like AMCON, Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria. Is who owns the AMCON? It's owned by government. So these are the PFC. A government control entity primarily engaged in financial activities to the public with the view of making profits or on a commercial basis. It's called PFC. PNFC is a government control entity that engage in commercial activities other than financial activities. Engage in commercial activities other than what? Financial activities. Like electricity. Government have a stake in all these discos. So all these disco, Ikeja distribution company, Eco distribution company. They are not a full privatization. Government have a stake in them. Water corporation, some state government, they have water corporation that provide water. People pay for the water. Some state government, they have waste management that carry the waste of the public. People pay every month for the services, like Loma. Some state government or federal government, they have a transport company like BRT. Some states, they have bus that they use for interstate, and it is owned by state government. So they are PNFC. PNFC, PFC, indirectly. If we add PNFC, PFC together, we can call them another name called what?
GB.
GB, Government Business Enterprise. PFC, PNFC, if you add them together, they are Government Business Enterprise, which you have mentioned in IPSAS 1. And we have talked about their characteristics, their features. Abimbola, what is your question?
Hello, sir. Good morning. Thank you for the lecture. Sir, please, I quickly want, I don't know if I'm disturbing you for this. This GGS, you mentioned that if, for example, Unilag is one of the GGS and has a company, like a bank, has an investment or have a bank by itself, you said that Unilag cannot, I don't know, you mentioned consolidation that
in a private company, private company, take for instance now, my company is Idris Limited, and I set up a subsidiary where I own 100% or 70% equity or 100% equity in that subsidiary. That subsidiary is called Tunde Limited. You know, if Idris Limited want to prepare his financial statement, he will consolidate the financial, he will prepare a consolidated financial statement, Abi, where he's going to consolidate the activities of the subsidiary, Abi. Since I own the major stake in that subsidiary, I will prepare a consolidated financial statement. But what we are talking now, in relation to government, even if DGS own 100% stake in any PFC or PNFC, they cannot consolidate it in their financial statement. they will rather disclose it as an investment in their financial statement. They will not prepare a consolidated financial statement based on that, since they own 100% stake in that business venture. That is what we are saying. So now, information to be disclosed about general government sectors. What is the, if you may be asked, what are the disclosure requirement of IPSAS 22? What are the disclosure requirement of what? IPSAS what? 22. What are the disclosure requirements of IPSAS 22? So, what are the disclosure requirements of IPSAS 22? It's the same thing as information to be disclosed about general government sectors. Number one, assets by major class showing separately investment in other sectors. One of the disclosure requirements of IPSAS 22 is that general government sector should disclose the asset, they should disclose their plant and machinery, their cash and cash equivalent. Apart from that, they should disclose their investment in other sectors as part of the asset. Which investment in other sectors they are referring to?
GGS.
Investment in either PFC or PNFC.
Yeah, okay.
Are we making sense?
But how do they disclose the investment in GGS?
They have to know the value of that. No, you know, if the PFC prepare their financial statement finish, this is the value of this business. So this University of Lagos pure water business, this is the value.
Exactly. Okay.
That is what they will put in the University of Lagos financial statement. Do you understand?
Okay, thank you. Yes.
Take for instance now, if University of Lagos pure water business buy a motor vehicle, is it going to be reflected in the University of Lagos financial statement?
No.
It's not. Liability. The amount of liability by major class must be disclosed. The amount of liability by major class must be disclosed too. What do we mean by that? GGS should disclose their liability. The liability coming from receivable, liability coming from salary, liability coming from loan. Apart from that, they should also disclose the liability arising from investment in other sectors. Some other sector, instead of them to give investment, there may be a liability. But maybe that other sector have borrowed more money. They have borrowed more loan. The liability is more than the asset. It will not be investment again. It will be a liability. If it is a liability, GGS should disclose it under the liability. Shioma, send your question in chat box. I will respond to it. Please send your question in chat box. So somebody said, please, sir, we have FR now. Do we have, is it FR
yes,
time
we
now?
have FR. Mr. Wasu is waiting for. Yes, we have FR.
Yes, so
I thought
it's 10 o'clock.
Let me finish this. I'm almost done.
Okay.
I'm almost done. I'm supposed to do IPSAS for foreign currency conversion where we do calculation, but I can't do that now again. I thought I can do 3 IPSAS today. So information about revenue class Revenue by major class should be disclosed. Information about expenses too should be disclosed. Information about cash flow statement should be disclosed. So all this should be disclosed as part of disclosure requirement of IPSAS 22. If you want to disclose information about your revenue, what are the revenue of GGS? Taxes revenue, transfer, fee and charges, grant, investment income. If GGS want to disclose its revenue, what are the revenue of GGS? Taxes, transfer, fee and charges, grant, investment income, and other significant revenue. If GGS want to disclose expenses, what are the expenses that they need to disclose? Employee expenses, which is salaries, grant and transfer, social benefits. We are still going to look at one IPSAS in the long run that talk about social benefits. What is social benefit? We look at that. Depreciation, finance costs, etc. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is where we are going to stop because we have financial reporting. So, another thing we need to talk, IPSAS 22 should not be mistakenly classified as IPSAS 18. IPSAS 18 means segment reporting. Some people, they don't know the difference between segment reporting and IPSAS 22. IPSAS 22 is clearly different from segment reporting. Segment reporting, which is IPSAS 18, focus on reporting financial information about entity segments, about identifiable segment of an entity. Segment reporting, IPSAS 18, focus on financial information, focus on reporting financial information about identifiable segments of an entity. Why IPSAS 22, which is disclosure of information about general government financial statement, general government sectors? So that is what we need to know. When there is changes in general government sector composition, maybe there is creation of new government agency, such changes should be disclosed. Maybe there is a restructure in government entity, such should be disclosed. Maybe there is a transfer of an entity from a control entity, such should be disclosed. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need to know. I have practice question and answer in this material. You can lay your hand on the practice and answer. But what we need to know generally in this question that ICAN can ask, they can ask us to distinguish between general government sectors, public financial corporations, and public non-financial corporations. They can ask us to distinguish between marketing activities and non-marketing activities. That is what a question can ask in this IPSAS 22. So this is what we need to know on IPSAS 22. So any question?
Yeah, please, some of us don't have this material. Can you give it to us, please? I don't have it for one.
You don't have the material. Maybe you are not in the group chat. If you are in the group, if you are in the material is in the group chat.
I may have missed it out on the group chat. A lot of chat
I sent
comes
the
in.
material yesterday. I sent 3 material yesterday on IPSAS. So we have IPSAS 4 outstanding. So we have to create a time where we'll be doing IPSAS. So because we have some other topic to discuss apart from IPSAS. So we have to create a time where we will be looking at IPSAS. So our next week Saturday lecture online will not be on IPSAS. It will be on general topic. So That IPSAS 4, we have to look at a way for us to discuss it. And if we have extra time, we'll now be looking at all those IPSAS again. IPSAS IPSAS 4. I'm going to look at IPSAS 11, construction contracts. I'm also going to look at another IPSAS, IPSAS 5, borrowing costs. So those three IPSAS I mentioned, IPSAS 4, IPSAS 11, construction contract, IPSAS 5, I must look at it latest second week of September. I must finish those IPSAS. So we have to find a time. We have to arrange to have a general class where we will look at IPSAS. So any other question?
Professor, sorry, you said you sent 3 materials. I'm so sorry, but I'm seeing 2. Is it that you sent the IPSAS 4, but it's not here? I'm seeing 2 material. IPSAS 22 and IPSAS 1, the new one. That's what I have, sir. Can you help us send the IPSAS?
I will send the IPSAS 4.
Yeah.
IPSAS 4, so that you can start reading it. I will send it.
Yes,
if
sir.
I have not sent it, so I will send it. So in the absence of no other question, this is where we are going to stop today so that you can go and do your financial reporting. So thank you for having me. So enjoy your other lecture.
Thank you, sir.